Okay, so what was Justin's expectations for his relationship with Selena? What? Hold on. Oh, point of view. What is his point of view of the relationship with Selena? What did he wish for? What went wrong? Okay, so what was Justin's point of view of his relationship with Selena? I feel in the beginning, I feel like from his point of view in the beginning, he was a real happy, innocent soul. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel he was very picky. And he just didn't want any girl to be paired with when he first entered in. So I feel like from his point of view in the beginning, he felt like he took his time to select someone in particular. Like to me, whatever he felt when he first seen her or was seeing her before his fame or however it went, I can't remember who was famous first. Selena was, right? It was genuine and sincere, and it felt safe to him. To me, it feels like he felt like she wasn't like the rest of them in comparison. Yeah, he liked her down to earth vibe. He saw a lot of himself in her, a lot of commonalities, like this country life, because it's like I'm seeing four-wheelers and all. He liked this balance that she had of femininity and masculinity. He could see and feel her masculinity in her feminine body, and he was drawn to that as well. That made him feel secure in her energy, and it made him extremely attracted to her. That there is this tomboyish vibe that she has with her. Like Selena gives me that she don't mind trying to climb a tree or having tree houses and going out in nature and all that kind of stuff, and he vibed with that. It was what this feels like. And then as time went on, his point of view is kind of similar to how he feels about his mom. I think he gets like that with anybody that he really, really had good vibes for and about, and he knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that they were good people. I see a pattern with that now, with anybody he had a great relationship with. And what this ends up doing to him is he starts to gaslight himself into wondering whether when he still see the good in them, and that person that he saw when he first laid eyes on them or felt the good vibe from them, he starts to get confused and wonder if he's just telling himself these things to make excuses for whatever the situation is that it evolved into, where they're no longer in each other's lives or when there's beef and all that. Because I feel like he beat himself up because is a very, like when I say Justin has a very strong intuition, it's very feminine. So the way he he still sees the good in people no matter what they do to him, but he don't know where to draw the line to trust himself, to still love that intuitive side to himself and know how to use it, and then also set boundaries to where he could still see that person for who they are and not who he used to see them as. Like he want to accept people for who they are. It feels he struggles with like being able to do that or see that. And so then he gets off balance and leans more towards being spiteful, trolling and all that, to try to push that positive light that he sees within them, and because it makes him want to save them. He has a very strong savior complex, like women. He has an intuition like a woman, and so that's what I'm getting from his point of view from her. And I think he still sees her in that way. And I keep hearing that I wish I would have said something to save her from, he gets flashbacks. He gets her flashbacks, and he tried to understand how can he feel so much of what she went through from her own body, kind of thing. It's a lot of fear that they both have regarding their connection and how much they truly do know, can feel and experience through each other. And I keep seeing him getting flashbacks, but they're hers, and it's like he's inside of her body feeling all that, even seeing himself cutting up from her eyes. And the rivers run deep to him for that. It cuts real heavy, because what that does and what that's doing is challenging his intuition and getting him to see that it's real and that he really do have that sort of gift. And so there's a lot of regret for not taking heed to that or trying to learn what that was back then, because he abused himself a lot from not accepting that part of himself and that ability. And he wanted to blame her for it and blame everybody else for it. And he wanted to just run away from it. So, anything outside of Selena that he did that didn't make sense was because of that very reason. What did he wish for? I feel like he's still arriving to what it is exactly that he wished for the both of them, because it feels like to me the things that he comes up with now, like I said, is caught in between him trying to find himself intuitively or become at peace with that. So right now I feel like the strongest wish that he had with her was some form of security that he could have given her. But to him, again, he gaslights it because it reminds him of even wanting to save his mom, because for him it frustrates him because he yearns for someone to nurture him, but he understands that's what Selena needs too. So in a sense, because they both yearn for that nurturing energy, they trauma bonded. And he just wish he understood the deeper layers to that, to where he could be at peace with himself and why he technically hates himself so much, but it's different. It's like different parts of himself, really, like him being intuitive like that, It's almost like a gifted person when sometimes they want to be normal, so they want to give away their gift because they never learn how to master it, or they were punished for it, or it just has a negative attachment to it. He's still working through that. So with it. What was Justin's point of view of the relationship to Selena? Like, what did he wish for? Why did it go wrong for him? What were his expectations? Same question for Selena? Okay, and then I pretty much told y'all why it went wrong for him, or why it keeps going, why he keeps, it's all about self-acceptance in any kind of relationship, but it's just more intense with Selena because they can trigger this more strongly in one another because of the type of soul contract that they have. And so what was Selena's point of view with Justin? Let's see. So they always go back to the beginning of time when they first met. I feel like for her, she found him to be just like adorable. She gives me that, I could just eat him all up. He's so adorable. Like, she saw all his innocence and his innocence in a way where, she could see all the purity. And she loved him for that. Again, similar to him, because he wasn't rough and rugged, trying to be grown out here like all these other boys, trying to be mannish and bang out all the older women to brag about it. And she didn't feel like he was a asshole in the beginning. She loved that he liked skateboarding and just, running around being energetic and being a kid and cracking corny jokes and that kind of thing. And she liked his curiosity and his gauging ability with all different types of things, and like how he didn't box himself in. So she found him to be very entertaining to her, but I don't feel like there was this extreme attraction in the beginning. It was, he's just so cute. Like, have you ever seen Bobby's World before, when the dad gives Bobby a nuggie, like he take his fist and like messes Bobby's hair up with his, she found him to be playful like that, and she felt that she needed that in her life. So to me, I feel like it was a point of view of, man, it's something about him that's very energetic. I really need that in my life. I feel like Selena was very, very well past depression at a time where Justin was just young, free, and vibrant. And she remembered what that felt like. And that's what feels like to me attracted her to him. And so I feel like as they started spending more time, I think she started to pull out, I'm here not pulling out the stop. She started to pull out those that more grown man side, like, you know, because I feel like he would do cute stuff, but it would just be cute. And I think he may have got tired of her saying like, oh, that's cute, or you cute, or oh, let's go color. And he's just like, all right, we've been kicking it long enough now, and all you want to do is play. Where the lace panties and stuff at? What do I gotta do to get there? You know, and I think she'd find these things to be funny, but I feel like she may have felt like I think that's what made her fall in love with him, is that he surrendered to her in that way to allow her to like introduce him to these things, or not really fully introduce him to it, but you know, kind of, it was the safety thing between them with that sexual energy that I think it made them both feel like a safe place with that. You know, and even back to Justin, and I think that's even why he would choose her too, because she did that sexual energy wasn't intimidating, you know, because he just saw the youthful side. He didn't like, to me, it feels like these extra hormonal women trying to pinch his booty and all that kind of stuff that I saw some clips of, you know, that really messed with him. So, and she provided that sort of comfort, but then he could tell that eventually she was drawn to him because of his energy, and that she lacked that. And I feel like she would eventually start to show her true emotional side. I think she was very, very emotional, like that she just cry out of nowhere sometimes because she wished she would have done things differently, or, you know, or this industry isn't not what it is. And I just feel like they, you know, eventually they start to have a lot of talks about these things. And the more Justin went through, she had the same thing about him. I feel like there are times she wish she would have like just really said something. But I think for her, it's like a survival's guilt, kind of, in the sense of like, I feel like a lot of people that had close run-ins with the same people he did, but they avoided what he went through with them, feels bad for him in that way. Like they have this sort of guilt that, you know, he went through what he went through, because I feel like even for her, she probably feel like what he went through was way worse, and then she beats herself up about that, like, damn, and here I was complaining when I first, you know, we were getting together and stuff, and man, look at everything he's really going through. And it's like, I can't even stop it now because of this one connected to that one. Like they were knee deep in this whole industry thing by that time. Like everything moves so fast, you know. So I think I answered what she wished for just now with the connection. Again, it's the same thing, that she would have spoke up. And but it was her, everything happened to him so fast, it was her guilt to say like, damn, what kind of person am I that now like it's too late, and what can I say now, because I already know this rebellious phase. And I feel like they did go through one. You couldn't tell Justin nothing, and Justin got a smart ass mouth like his parents when he's upset or whatever, you know, he got that shady shit, and now it's all making sense after tapping into his parents. So, you know, and I think that would easily piss her off. Like, I feel like she has a sharp tongue too, but I feel like when Selena gets mad, nothing ever comes out right. And I feel like at times they may have laughed about this, because it's like they're showing her tongue all thick, and she says like when she might curse backwards or something. I don't know. She may have slighted something that makes things jumble up or come out backwards mentally or something too. That may be something that needs to be healed, you know. But she'd mostly give me like crying mostly, and closing off and being aloof, and you know. And then I think at times when they got real toxic, he'd get mad because he wants a time to cry and be held too. They both needed the same thing, so it made them clash eventually. Okay, all right, so that's that.